Hello, hello, my lovely Year 6 designers, and are we ready to construct our puppets? So you've all got your design that you've made of your puppets. I've done one of Medusa here, and the first one I'm going to show you is the one where we use black card and cutouts. This is where we have an opaque image, and what I want you to do is decide how big you want your puppet to be. I've got A3 card for you, so you can use the whole of that, but talk to your friends in your group of how big you want it to be. Okay, so we start off by using a light coloured pencil to draw on our design onto our card. Now we use a light colour pencil so it shows up on the black really easily, so something like a yellow or an orange or a white is good, maybe a bright pink, something like that. And it doesn't matter if you make mistakes on this, because the thing is, no one is actually going to see this. This is all behind the screen. All you'll see is the shadow cast, so don't worry if you make a mistake. So just draw out your design. One thing you might notice, if I left a little lump where the other arm's going to be, this is the arm I want to move. So I'll show you how we do that in a moment. Skipping ahead, I've done my body, and all I've done is I've left out the arm. So now we need to work out how to do that. It's in 3 parts. The hand to the wrist. You need to put a little lump of a wrist on. That's where we're going to put the join. Then you're going to do from the wrist to the elbow, whatever that looks like. It might just be a long sausage shape, but in my case, I'm doing a fancy witchy dress. And then I also need an extra bit there to join it onto, do you see? And then the final bit is from the elbow to the shoulder. I'm just going to get rid of all of that now, put it to one side and cut these out. So I'm going to be using a craft knife to be taking out all the important lines. So that's around the eye and around the nose, around the eyebrow, bits of the dress, the shape of the hand on her body and things. Do you see? I'm just going to speed ahead. I'm doing some snake details as well. And when you've done all your cutouts, you're going to cut around the entire thing. So we're being very careful using our craft knife. And when we finish doing that, then we are on to our, there we go, cutting it out and all done. So that's very simple. We draw out our shape, we draw out the hand or the moving area in 3 parts, and we cut out all the important bits of decoration. I'm then going to cut out these 3 sections. So this is my, that's my elbow to my wrist section. Very important you have those little tags on the end, because you'll see how that works in a moment. And then that's my shoulder to the elbow, and now you can see how it fits together. Okay, there we go. That's what she's going to look like. Now you might not have an arm moving, that's a traditional thing, but you might have a leg or something else moving. There I go, that's good. Right, next is a bit more detail where we add some colour to these cut out ones. You can just leave it like this so the light shines straight through, or you can add colour. There's several ways you can do that. You can use tissue or you can use cellophane. I'm going to do some green on the snake hair, but I want the eye to be a different colour. If you remember, she looks at people and turns into stone, so I want that to look quite fiery and scary. What you do is you draw around the shape that you want to add colour to. This might be the dress, or might be a tunic or a hat or whatever, but you draw around it and then you cut it out and you stick it on. That's one way. I'll also show you another method. This is where instead of just having it all cut out, you take little sections and add little bits at a time with some glue. And that was easier on the snakes because they were quite fiddly. If you've got a big area like a dress or a tunic or something like that, then probably just cutting out. And you can see I've added my eye. Okay, I could have put some detail on the dress, but I really liked it just being the green of the snake and the eye, because those are the important parts of Medusa. So the rest I left blank. That's fine. Write your names on all the bits. It's awful when a piece goes missing. So write your name on those, and that's where we need to get to for the moment. Now, if you want to, there's the second technique where we oil them and add colour, because this is where we're getting the light to shine through and making it translucent. So this time you're drawing onto white cardboard, you're drawing your image. Now I suggest you do this in pencil first, because these lines you will see. So unlike the black card, which is just purely shadow and you don't actually see the cardboard, you will see this. So I suggest you do it in pencil first and then in pen, but I'm just doing it in pen first to show you. And again, I'm doing the arm in 3 sections with the extra knobbly bits to join together. And very simply, you're going to colour this in. Really nice and brightly coloured. I'm going to rush this, obviously. You don't need to watch me colour in. You know how to colour in. Get some hair on here. Doopy-doopy-doo. Ooh, the snake's looking vicious. Fantastic. I want her eye to be red. Now, skin tones, you can decide what you want to do. This can be purely made up and pretend. So I did mine green because I felt that suited a snake's. It's Greek myths and things, so people tend to have more olivey skin if you want to make it look realistic. But hey, there's no need to do that. We're going to be doing fantasy and things, so do whatever you want. Now, this is where it gets interesting now, because what we're doing is we're treating it with oil, which, as we add some more, you'll start to see it sink through to the other side. And this is what's going to allow the light to shine through the cardboard. Ordinarily, the light wouldn't shine through it. It would be blocking it. But can you see that? That is where we're making the oil go through to the other side. And what we need to do is really rub this in. I'm using baby oil in a bowl with some towel roll. And I'm really working this in. Baby oil is very good for our hands at the moment, with us all using all the alcohol cleaners and things like that. But I just shined a torch through and you can start to see how that works. Let's have a look. So on the other side, if it's patchy like this, you can rub it on the other side as well, but you want it completely the same, so it's got oil soaked all the way through it. I'm going to need to add a bit more baby oil here, and that's fine. So yeah, you can do version 1, where it's purely the shadows, where we've got opaque paper that you can't see through, and then we're using translucent paper, or we're making it translucent by adding the oil, and that means the colours can be projected. Okay, we're nearly there. That's looking good. So now let's have a look with the torch. There we go. You can start to see the light coming through. So that is what will be projected onto the screen. You'll actually have the light coming through. Just finish that off. Can we see that? If there's any patches that aren't completely translucent, then just keep adding the oil. As I say, rub it into your hands. Make sure you get it off your desk, give it a good rub over, and also rub off any excess oil so we can dry it. It just makes it easier to handle. And then we're ready to cut it out. There we go. That's 2 different ways of making your puppet. You can do it with the black card, with cutouts, adding some tissue or cellophane for highlighting colours, or you can do it in the full colour and making it translucent so the light shines through. Have fun with that, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing what you've done.